Now, whenever I get into Bruno Mars, obviously we talk about a lot of the chart-topping songs he had from 2024 as far as Die With A Smile coming out of nowhere and then just skyrocketing to the top. I mean, something had to knock off Kendrick's Not Like Us, and Bruno Mars successfully did it with Die With A Smile, which is currently still the #1 most played track in the world, and it's been on the charts for 22 weeks. Now, he covered the entire spectrum because APT from Rosie from Blackpink, right? K-pop. Bruno Mars and Rosie had a track titled APT, and it's the 5th most played track currently, and it's been on the charts for 13 weeks. And that was released like weeks after Die With A Smile. So not only one, but he has 2 chart-topping singles right now. Now, this is where I come back to my sentiment of cover the spectrum. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't want to do it, but I forced myself to listen to this track. And I wish I wouldn't have listened to it, because then I could have just said I haven't heard it yet. But I've listened to it, and it's complete garbage. You know what I mean? It's like one of those type of tracks where you throw it on, and you realize that Bruno Mars was not taking this seriously at all. Like, you listen to Die With A Smile, you listen to APT, and then he comes over into the hip-hop genre and realizes that he could give mediocre bars, and people are going to like it, because guess what? That is basically what's been accepted in hip-hop for quite some time. But in the other genres, he's singing, he hitting all type of falsetto notes, right? He's singing this, he's singing that note, this note, all type of, he's covering the whole piano. On this track, you want to know what he's saying? This man said something about the, oh yeah, here we go. He said that good kitty, making my pet. I swear you can't make this stuff up. I mean, people just come to hip hop and get the most egregious words ever put together on planet Earth. Like, I don't understand why we put up with this. This is like garbage. This is trash. I don't know what he was doing on this track. It's like, okay, it's hip hop. I gotta get some swag, and I gotta say, you know what? So it's so good. It made me throw up the set. That good kitty, making my pet. Now, I ain't trying to go there, but I'm just saying he ain't say nothing about pet when he was on the song with Lady Gaga. He didn't say anything about a pet when he was on the song with Rosie. But hey, I ain't gonna go there, right? I'm just gonna let y'all put the pieces together. Anyways, now I don't want y'all to think I hate Bruno Mars, because obviously every time I talk about Bruno Mars, I talk about how he's one of the most talented musicians we've ever seen on planet Earth. I just have to keep it 8 more than 92, and this track is straight up an atrocity to your ears. It's like a torturous adventure for your eardrums. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, the track that I've been talking about is titled Fat, Juicy, and Wet. Pour one out for quality, right? I mean, at this point, we just listening to whatever, right? We titling tracks, whatever. We come to hip hop and just act like we don't know how to make a track title anymore, right? Like, how is this appealing to anybody? Like, I know Cardi B, and because this is probably what people are going to go to. Well, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion put out WAP. Well, that's a little different because technically WAP is an acronym. So people who are oblivious, they won't know exactly what you're talking about. They could just be thinking you're talking about WAP, dot, mess them up, right? Maybe they thought that was ahead of their time with the title, right? But obviously with Fat, Juicy, and Wet, it's only so many interpretations of that track title. They know exactly what you are saying with that track title. Now, usually I like my romantic tracks to leave a lot to the imagination, right? This track does the complete opposite, which is why I'm calling it garbage. So I don't really want to spend too much time on this track, because Bruno Mars, I think, is way too talented to be putting this forth, this low of an effort on the track. And Sexyy Red, she's perfectly in her element as far as the beat, right? But as far as this specific track, I do believe if Bruno Mars came on a falsetto type beat, having the chorus, and then Sexyy Red wasn't getting like bars off, but if she was like getting her into her club anthem, I think that would have worked a lot better than Bruno Mars trying to match her vibe of the club type lyrics, right? Because you already know where this track is going to be played. He already knows, like I said, covering the spectrum. Song with a K-pop musician, song with a pop musician, now a song with a hip-hop musician. This man is doing it all, and it's just unfortunate that whenever he gets to the hip-hop side of things, he comes with bars like that good kitty, making my pet. It's very unfortunate. But one thing I didn't want to say is that Bruno Mars is still going crazy on the charts as Die With A Smile is still #1, and his APT track is still the 5th most played track in the world. Now, when it comes to Sexyy Red, she has no tracks on the charts, but that's okay because her and Glorilla went insane for the year of 2024. Like, as far as up and coming rappers, they're probably the hottest. Not talking about Drake, Travis, the cemented, iconic hip hop artists, right? I'm talking about the on the rise new artists on the scene. Sexyy Red, Glorilla really put up some monumental numbers for the year of 2024, as Get It Sexy was probably Sexyy Red's most popular track of last year. And it peaked at #20 on the Billboard Hot 100 with Sticky, with Glorilla and Tyler, the Creator, marking her first ever top 10 hit on Hot 100, reaching #10, of course. And then the GOAT, the mascot of hip hop, the hip hop Karen, Drake himself, he hit #59 with the track You My Everything, but guess whose track that was? Sexyy Red. So Sexyy Red is definitely no stranger to putting up monumental numbers. So her and Bruno Mars pairing up is a great match, as far as both of them having immense success in 2024 and trying to carry that into 2025. Because if you look at it, technically this is Sexyy Red's record. So this is Sexyy Red's record, and it's under Gamma, which, if you don't know, Larry Jackson's one of the most pivotal voices in music, right? So he's the owner of Gamma. That's very interesting as far as how they were able to get this Bruno Mars feature for Sexyy Red. So that's a whole discussion in itself. But hey, when you put up the numbers like she did in 2024, guess what? Is really more of a on your level type of collab than a, oh, let me help you up, right? Because Sexyy Red had a plethora of tracks that's stayed on the charts for a while. So with that being said, she currently doesn't have any tracks on the top 100, and she doesn't have any albums on the top 50. She doesn't have one of the top 50 albums in the world. But as far as Bruno Mars, of course, Bruno Mars has a total of 3 tracks on the charts. I already talked about the top 2, and was it just, my fault. It's just 2 tracks. Okay, so he has 2 tracks on the charts, and he doesn't have any albums in the top 50. But when it comes to numbers, it's just more of a litmus scale to compare consumption between these superstar artists. Because if you even make it on this list, you're immensely successful, especially currently. So even though Bruno Mars has the first most played track, well, he has the most played track in the world currently with Die With A Smile, even though he has the 5th most played track with APT, I would have liked to see a little bit more of a creative take on this collaboration with Sexyy Red. And that's why I'm gonna leave it at, because I don't want to sound like I'm hating. I just think the trash that I heard has to be pointed out, even if it is from one of the greatest musicians, one of the most talented musicians of all time, which is Bruno Mars. So that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Sexyy Red and Bruno Mars' track Fat, Juicy, and Wet? Do you think it was trash like me, or do you think this is a quality track and you'll be listening to it for the foreseeable future?